Oh hey guys, it's Alex from LXT.com again. Now I haven't been post on my YouTube account for I think couple of weeks now. Just been really busy with working on certain projects. And we are usually during the mid year we're kind of like really busy with getting some a range of products just getting ready before Christmas, and that is usually the peak hours where the sales comes in. So the downtime of a forecast of a 12 months forecast is usually kind of like you got your peak sales season, and then you got the low sales season, and that's where you got to utilize, like when the sales is quiet, you got to kind of like invest, look at plan out to invest your marketing and your development of your products in that time frame, so that it is ready for the next cycle of the sales when it really picks up. And so the last thing you want is scramble around, not being able to fulfill the market demand. So we're talking about like business that has been going through a cycle, and then you can actually use your metrics to actually measure where you're at and kind of like forecast certain things. And again, that is based on business acumen, not just on number basis. Now today I'm going to talk about the steps of creating products from the beginning to the end. So a lot of entrepreneurs or business owner, they forgot about like getting that process properly, and in the between that in between that process, there are some things that really goes wrong. And so that comes down to a clarity of your process from the beginning to the end. Now I'm going to start with first steps, which is figuring out the market segment that you are actually focusing at, targeting. So they call it a niche, but again, like, now once you're in the business long enough, like, or you just started, you have to do some background search of where your market is, and which community and which certain people that you want to be attracted to, and it actually helps you in terms of how you market yourself as well. So figuring out that part of your segment of market, which is, I mean, a lot of people will kind of say, oh yeah, that's a no-brainer, but I think look in depth into it and do some research. It will give you a certain directions of how you develop your products, in terms of it gives you an idea of the style and the creative side, and what sort of stuff, things that you kind of put together that you can bring through a message to your market. And the second one is to really study the market products. We know that the market has a lot of products on the shelf, and so again, that you got to be able to identify that different yourself by figuring out the what your product can offer. So I don't know what product that you will be looking at, because some industries are quite competitive, so you got to really offer something that is kind of different, if you can, apart from price war, you know what I mean? So if you're talking about price war, I mean, we will not really heading to that conversation for now, so now that's point number two. Now the third uh, point is working out the price point. I mean, well, I just mentioned about price war on the second point, but then now the third point, which is the price point, is to enable you to compare and slot in which pricing point that you're at. And so by doing that, you are able to figure out, which I'm going to talk about it in point number four. So the price points really gonna push you where you're gonna be directing to, because it's pricing can be sometimes a form of perception of a value of your brand. And and like how in what price point that you position yourself is really important. Now okay, now the next one is uh point number 5, which is reverse engineering. Like once you got your price point sorted, okay, figuring out and what slot that you earn, you basically start from you do the reverse engineering of that price point and work it out backwards to where your starting cost will be. So you got to work it out all your starting costs and your capital of your investment in order to achieve that price point that landed on the shelf of the market. So yeah, you got to work that one out as well. So yeah, and it comes down to costing it out to the you know granular point as much as possible. So that comes down to your experience as well and your exposure to the the other what makes up of the product. So yeah, I think that is another level of getting right in terms of if you can get some consultative um feedback from somebody who had experience, that's going to really help as well, rather than you trying to figure out yourself, because it can be tricky, because there are always certain hidden costs that you might land at it in between without that experience. So yeah, finding out, and if you can't really get that pricing as close as possible, get expert, right? It pays to get that right in the first place. If you are looking at getting a mass production of products, and then you don't want to end it up like some hidden costs based on that volume. Okay, so you probably know what I mean. So and then the next thing is getting that production schedule planned, because the production side is pretty tricky, because if you don't get that right, you even if you have a slight delay, it's gonna be affecting your launch of your products. So not sure whether you have launch or no, because that probably has to be in your list as well. Like you got to set a time to launch your product, and then you work backwards again, like the schedule of the production plan, right? And once you got that plan, you also have to work that alongside a procurement side of the business. And you call, I mean, some people call that procurement management, right? So these are the few steps that plays the core important role of getting a product developed from the beginning to the end. So there are a lot of little details that you will have to figure out if this is your first time. So I reckon best get someone that has experience, and get an advice that you could really help you just avoid some of the loopholes. Yeah, because I've got like someone that I video conference and spoke about like where they at their productions and their products, and it's really interesting that she would tell me like, oh yeah, she didn't get the sample. Say for example, a skincare product didn't get a sample, and then it goes straight to mass production. I was like, nah, that's a no, because you have to set that as a priority to get that sample right in your hand, and make sure that is a sign off, and then followed by the consistency of the mass production. So well, she paid for the price for not doing that, because you pretty much like shooting your own foot with your gun. And so this is a lesson that costs a lot of money. It's not just a tiny bit of money. So it pays to get somebody who helps you to minimize all those risks and get your project done nicely, done well, and have a good launch. So you're not wasting your time, like doing something that didn't actually works in the market. All right, I hope this is helpful to you. And if you have any question, just feel free to comment and just send me a message, and share this video to anyone that you think might help them, or subscribe to my channel if you know, if you want. But it will be awesome if you can subscribe, because I'll keep sharing more information about how to really build your brand income when it comes to fast moving consumer goods, which I have been doing it for the past 20 years. So also feel free to look at all my past videos, and again, yeah, we'll subscribe my videos, and yeah, I'll really love you to really show some support my end as well. And yeah, and that's it from me right now. It's Alex from alext.com, and peace out, have a good day, and look after yourself. Face mask, wash your hands, social distance, and don't forget to look after your health, right? Take care, bye.